for this question, okay, so hi everyone, we are going to continue the PIP session through online video, which I bincang soalan yang tak sempat tadi. So by using the Maclaurin series for loan 1 plus x, expand each of the following in term of until the term x cube. Okay, so first we find the Maclaurin for loan 1 plus x dulu. Okay, so loan 1 plus x. So when you are dealing with Maclaurin, you should already know by now that your A is 0 and then X you kekal dekat sana. Okay, so first step I would suggest you doing is Fx. Okay, loan 1 plus X. Then you buat F, you differentiate. So F prime. So F prime X would be, so F prime X would be 1 over 1 plus x. Okay, f double prime x would then be negative 1 over 1 plus x squared. And then finally f triple prime x would be equals to 2 over x plus 1 or 1 plus x cube. Okay, so this is your basic differentiation. Alright, now for Maclaurin, we know that we substitute A equals 0, X equals to 0. So loan 1, you get 0. F prime 0, you should get 1. F double prime 0, you get negative 1. And F triple prime 0, you get 2. So ini hanya you punya solving. So you have to write back in terms of loan 1 plus X is actually equals to, ingat balik formula, if we start from f0, which is 0, plus f prime x, so 1 times x, plus f double prime, which is negative 1 over 2 factorial x squared, plus, so lastly f prime 0, which is 2 over 3 factorial x cube, plus dot dot dot. So simplify it, you should get x minus 1 over 2 x squared plus 1 over 3 x cube plus dot 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 and so on. So this is only your Maclaurin series for loan 1 plus x. Next, we want to find using this thing that we have proved here. Sebab perkataan dia hence, okay, and then expand each of by using Maclaurin series. So we will be using this series expansion right here to prove for loan 1 minus x. Okay, so rewriting loan 1 plus x is equals to x minus 1 over 2x squared plus 1 over 3x cubed plus dot dot dot. So therefore, when you are finding loan 1 minus x, apa perbezaan antara dua ni? You are only trying to substitute negative x into your equation. So you get negative x minus 1 over 2x squared minus 1 over 3x cubed. Okay, so if you don't understand where did I get this, let me show it out. So I would get negative x, substitute, minus 1 over 2 negative x squared plus 1 over 3 negative x cubed plus dot dot dot. So simplifying it, I would get negative x minus 1 over 2 x squared minus 1 over 3 x cubed and so on. So this you dah dapat loan 1 minus x. Okay, so senang je. That's why I said when you are doing Maclaurin or Taylor's, as long as you are finding the basic function of it, then you can solve for others. Now the question may be, kenapa kita tak boleh buat Maclaurin for loan x? Okay, let's say we take loan x. When we differentiate loan x, we get 1 over x. So when we substitute 0 inside there, you would get undefined. Therefore, the Maclaurin for loan x is non-existent. It will not exist. Okay, and then following the next one. So itu yang tadi yang A, settle A. So now for B, we are finding loan 2 plus x. So remember, originally ours was loan 1 plus x. So 2 tu kita kena ubah supaya dia jadi 1. So how can we do that is by taking out the 2. We factorize the 2 out. So we dapat 1 kat dalam plus 1 plus x over 2 then bracket. Now using the law of logarithms, natural log, you will get ln 2 plus ln 1 plus x over 2. Okay, so benda ni ln 2 is a constant, so kita tak nak sentuh dia. Tapi kita kena expand the term of ln 1 plus x over 2. So now your a, 1 plus a, right? So would be x over 2. So expanding it, ln 2 plus, put a big bracket. Originally function kita is x minus 1 over 2x. So xu will become x over 2. Okay, minus 1 over 2 x squared, which is x over 2 squared, and then plus 1 over 3 x cubed, and then plus dot 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 and so on. So here you will get ln 2 plus x over 2 minus 1 over 8x squared plus 1 over 24 x cubed and dot dot dot. So a lot of us, we just take 2 plus x as the whole x. This is actually wrong. So remember, always when you are using Maclaurin or Taylor's and so on, you find the general equation expansion, and then remember the expansion is ln 1 plus x. So we must change the new expansion into that form first, baru kita boleh substitute into your expansion untuk dapat expansion yang baru. So this would be the answer, ln 2 plus x over 2 minus 1 over 8x squared plus 1 over 24x cubed plus dot 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 and so on. But the question now wants, hence show that ln this one. Okay, ln 2 minus x squared is equal to that. So how can we do it? You will notice when you press your calculator, you can actually factorize it into 1 minus x and 2 plus x. So which you have already expanded just now. So it's actually just ln 1 minus x plus ln 2 plus x. So now you have this, just apply the equations that you did just now, the expansions you did just now. Negative x minus 1 over 2x squared minus 1 over 3x cubed plus dot 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 plus with the ln 2 just now, which is a ln 2 plus x over 2 minus 1 over 8x squared plus 1 over 24x cubed. And then don't forget your plus dot dot dot. Okay, now simplifying this, you will already get ln 2 minus 1 over 2x minus 5 over 8x squared minus 7 over 24x cubed plus dot dot dot. So therefore you can notice that it actually applies to what the question wants. You have already proven your answer here. Okay, so don't forget tepi tu tulis shown as your final proving. Okay, so this is for question 7. So I just want you to remember how to use Maclaurin, and then when you are trying to modify the Maclaurin, you must make sure it is 1 plus x, because that is what our original function was. Our original was 1 plus x. So you have to modify it into a term of 1 plus or 1 minus something. Alright, so that's for question 7. Okay, so next for question 8. The straight line intersects the circle at points A and B. So find coordinate A and B. Okay, this is the questions that might come out in our exam. So you must be familiar with what does it mean. So when you say intersects at 2 points, maksudnya you akan dapat 2 koordinat yang berbeza. So for question A, so find the coordinates A and B. So we have a straight line, obviously. We have a circle. So we would like to substitute one of the equations. So I will put 6 minus 2x y, substitute into the circle equation. Okay, so circle equation you will get x squared plus 6 minus 2x squared equals to 9. Okay, this is the equation that you have now. So you expand it. Okay, macam biasa, 4x squared minus 24x plus 36 minus 9 equals 0. You have a quadratic equation now. So in the end, you would just simplify it. 5x squared minus 24x plus 27 equals 0. Once you get this quadratic, you shall simplify it. You should factorize it. Okay, to get this equation, and you will get two x values, which be x equals to 3 or x equals 9 over 5. So this is your two x values. But we do not want only the x values, we also want the y values, because we are wanting to find coordinate. So taking these two x values, we would substitute into either one of the equations. So most easily would be the y equals 6 minus 2x equation. Okay, so you substitute that. So when x equals to 3, so y equals to 6 minus 2 times 3, so it would be equal y 0. Okay, next one, when x equals 9 over 5, so y would be minus 6 minus 2 times 9 over 5. So your y, you would get the second value, which is 12 over 5. So you have your x value, you have your y value, you have your coordinates a and b. So coordinates a and b are 3, 0 and 9 over 5, 12 over 5. This would be your coordinates for a and b. Okay, so you get the idea lah. So remember, whenever they ask you to find intersection, try to substitute one of the equations into the other and then solve simultaneously, and then you should get the answer. Okay, so this is your answer. Coordinates for a and b are 3, 0 and 9 over 5, 12 over 5. Okay, this is for a only. So let us see question B. Determine the equation of the parabola that passes through the points A, B and C. Okay, so let me add a few pages here. We paste. Okay, so now we have A, B and C. Sudah bagi C kan? So how do we identify? Does the parabola open upwards, open to downwards, open to the left or open to the right? Because the position of the parabola, the shape of the parabola will affect the answer that we will be solving for later on. Okay, so let's try to do a simple sketch. Like just now, we know that our A okay, contoh lah, we do not know A is what, B is what, but we just let, okay, let's let A is the 3, 0. Okay, and your B is the 9 over 5, 12 over 5. We just let, assumption. Okay, so try to sketch the diagram whereby here is your y-axis. Okay, and then you will have a parabola as such. Okay, this is just a sketch parabola as such. Your y-axis. Okay, so label your y, your x. Alright, so given what 3 points are there? There are 3, 0 here, and then CU is 9, 0. Okay, 9, 0. Okay, then logically saying your B is here, right? B is 9 over 5, 12 over 5. So you can see that the only logical shape for your parabola is open upwards. Sebab you nampak kalau kita cantumkan, it would form something like this. Okay, it would be logically saying that the parabola opens upwards. Alright, so we know the shape of the parabola. What else do we know from here? We know that the general equation. Okay, the general equation, it would be x minus h squared equal 4a y minus k. This is general equation. We haven't found the exact equation, we only have the general equation. Okay, so once you have this general equation, what can you do is solving simultaneously. Okay, let's say we are trying to solve simultaneously. So you just put at point A. Why do I choose point A and point C in my substitution? Because the y value is 0. It will make things easier. So at point A, x minus h squared would be equals to 4a k. But don't forget is 4a times negative k. Something like this. Okay, it's the first equation. So what about second equation? At point C, x minus h. But now our x already got right, so we should substitute 3 just now for a, then 9 for this one. So 9 minus h squared equals 4a times negative k also. Okay, so we have two equations here. What can we do is we form a third equation. So at point B as well, 9 over 5 minus h squared is equals to 4a 12 over 5 minus k. Okay, this is your third equation. So you have three equations, so you can solve simultaneously lah. Okay, so for me, what I did, okay, you can just find h first. You can find the h. How do you find the h? By taking the first equation and second equation. You can notice that 4a times negative k sama kan? So kita boleh expand it, making it into 9 minus 6h, okay, plus h squared, okay, is equals to 81 minus 18h plus h squared. So eventually you get 12h equals to 72. So your h would be what? 6. So what is your h? H is your vertex. Vertex punya x coordinate hk kan. So h sudah ada. So now we have h. Can we find k? Yes, we can find k. So how do we find k? By taking the third. Okay, let's say we take the third equation here. Okay, the third equation we divide either by the second equation or maybe by the first equation, up to you. Okay, so let's see here. So equation ketiga, the third equation, we shall divide it by the second equation. Let's say lah. Okay, so what will we get is equation 3. Okay, equation 3 yang atas. Okay, since we already have your h, so you just substitute the h lah. So you should get like 441 over 25. Okay, this is your x minus h squared already. Divide by 9. How do I know 9? Because I substitute sudah. 9 minus 6, 3. 3 squared, 9. Okay, so next equals to 4a 12 over 5 minus k over negative 4a k. You notice that the a eventually cancels out, and then you will get your k value is negative 5 over 2. Kita dah ada h, kita dah ada k. So what else do we need to find? Looking at the general equation, we already have h, we already have the k. So we need to find a saja. Okay, so to find a, you just choose any one of the equations. For me, I would choose the first equation. Okay, so to find a, I would put sub h and k into the first equation. Okay, so I would get 3 minus 6 squared equal 4a. Okay, negative 4a, negative 5 over 2. Alright, so this is the general equation lah tadi. Okay, kenapa ada negative is because we y minus k. So kita substitute the value of y and also value of k masuk dalam, so you get a negative there. So your a should be 9 over 10. Okay, this is not the final answer because the question want the equation of the parabola. So your final answer you should rewrite is x minus h squared equal 4a. So calculate terus lah. 4a y minus k. So k is negative, so minus minus jadi positif. So y plus 5/2. This is your final answer, your equation of the parabola. So remember, as I mentioned just now in class, once you know the shape of the conic section that you are going to use, you ingat balik apa properties yang dia ada. Contoh, kalau circle dia kena ada center, radius. Okay. If ellipse, you will have the center, the foci, the vertex, latus, rectum and so on. For parabola, you will have the vertex, you have the foci, the directrix. Okay. And then lastly, for hyperbola, you will have the conjugate axis, the transverse axis, center, vertex and also your foci. Okay, so that is the thing that you must remember, you must know lah. Okay, so this is for question number 8. This is the answer for question number 8. Okay, moving on, we have question number 9. So the equation of an ellipse is given as such. So express the equation in the standard form. So standard form maksudnya yang x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared and so on. So we are trying to solve for the standard form. Therefore we write it back. 9x squared plus 4y squared minus 18x plus 16y minus 11 equals 0. Okay, whenever you get this, always remember you are trying to complete the square. Therefore you must arrange all the x to one side, y to one side, numbers to one side. So what I do is like this. 9x squared minus 18x plus 4y squared plus 16y equals to 11. Okay, so you can see that I've grouped the x together, y together and numbers I throw to the other side. Now we are going to add a number into the equation so that we can complete the square. So I would do, the first step is to factorize the 9 out first. Okay, so here x squared minus 2x, there is something that we can add so that we get x minus something squared or x plus something squared. So this one is the part where I said you can use your calculator to check. So here we will put plus 1 because you will get eventually x minus 1 squared. Okay, plus 4 kita keluarkan, y squared 4y. So at the back we put plus 4 so that it will be factorized into y plus 2 squared. Ingat, when we factorize kita tak nak ada 2x value, 2y value, kita nak satu saja. So you have to add the number using your creativity. Okay, now 11 at the back. The problem is we have added a number on the left hand side, so we also have to add the number on the right. So sekarang on the right we put 11, we plus 9. Kenapa plus 9? Because 9 times positive 1, 4 times 4. So here will be plus 9 and then plus another 16. Okay, so moving on, you will get like 9. Okay, factorize terus, x minus 1 squared plus 4 y plus 2 squared equals to 36. Okay, but this is not standard form. Standard form, we have to take the whole thing, we have to divide by 36 so that we make it equals to 1. Okay, so 9 over 36 you get 1 over 4. So it's perfect x minus 1 squared over 4. Okay, plus y plus 2 squared over 9 equals to 1. This is your standard form. So by now you already know from the standard form there are few information that you should know already. First, you should know how to identify the center, and then is it vertical major or horizontal major. So here I can already tell you lah. We know that the center, okay, we move on to the next question. Okay, we know that the center is already fixed for you. Center dia is 1, negative 2, because it's x minus h. So 1 terus ambil lah, 1 and negative 2. From here we also know the value of a squared. So a squared is what? 9, because your major is at a, usually the number lagi besar. So a squared is 9. A would be plus minus 3. B squared would be 4 because dia lebih kecil, so 4. So B would be plus minus 2. You dah ada A, you dah ada B. What can you find some more? You can find your C value. So C, hafal je, B square equals, so this is an ellipse. So B square equals A square minus C square. So A square is 9, C square is, so now we want C squared. So A squared tolak B squared. So C squared equals to 9 minus 4. C squared equals to 5. So C equals to plus minus third 5. Okay. Now you have all your information. You have your A value, you have your B value, you have your C value. So what you can do is you can already find the vertex, you can find the foci and also the co-vertices. B tu sebenarnya untuk co-vertices. Vertex is your A. So foci is your C. So the coordinate of the center dah settle. Center sini. Okay, guna warna lain kan. Dia kata annoying kan. Okay, center dah dapat. So how to find the vertex? We know that this, okay, kita dari standard form tadi, we know that the value bawah Y squared tinggi is larger. So we also know that this would be a vertical major axis. Major axis. So kita tahu bentuk dia hampir macam ni. Macam ni, okay, and then let's say like this, okay, like this. It's vertical major. This is just a sketch. So from here we already know that the vertices, the X value dia kekal, whereas yang gerak tu is your Y value. So X value kekal, meaning that your vertex or your vertices would be 1, kekalkan. Negative 2 plus A, so plus 3. So negative 2 plus 3 would be 1. Satu vertis. One more, still same X. Negative 2 minus 3, so negative 5. Vertices dah dapat 1, 1 and 1, negative 5. So that's why I say you must imagine. Since we know it is vertically major, means the benda yang gerak tu is only the Y value. X dia kekal. Sebab you kena ingat konsep ni, foci, vertex and center are all on the same straight line. They are sama, they are same straight line. Obviously co-linear. Okay, vertices dapat. Now what the question want? Question nak center, vertices dah settle. Now we want the foci. So foci dependent on your what? On your C value. So foci sama, X dia takkan berubah. So dia akan jadi negative 2 plus 5. Okay, this is your one answer. Another answer 1, negative 2 minus 5. Settle. You have your foci, you have your vertex, you have your center. Ada 3 info ni, kamu dah cukup boleh lukis graph. Okay. Alright, so the graph I will let you to try on your own, referring to the notes that I have given you. Just that remember, benda yang nak dalam graph tu I already mentioned, tick on the y-axis, x-axis, your foci, your vertices and your co-vertices. You must label all these 6 points. Okay, and then your center of course, and then the best if you will label exactly the vertical length and the horizontal length also. It's advice for you to mention about that also in your graph. Okay, so that's it for question 9. So I've completed. So there's, thank you very much. So you can see this very scary picture here. So thank you very much for listening. I've completed all the questions with you. So now let us move back into one thing which I didn't mention clearly, I think, is the method of differences. Okay, so let's move here. There are 2 ways you can solve, right? One is the Fn minus F0 method. One is the listing method. So the listing method, this method is very suitable even if it cannot be expressed for Fk minus 1. Maksudnya you have any polynomials which has a fraction, you can use this listing method. Dia paling selamat sebab you boleh nampak dia potong mana. But if you can express in terms of Fk minus 1, you can use the Fn minus F0. So the n and 0 you substitute into your Fk. Okay, Fk here. Okay, so you tengok cara I buat, you akan dapat jawapan yang sama dengan cara potong. Okay, so this is actually what it means by MOD lah. So you can practice on this. Okay, so hopefully you will be able to solve it for your final paper later on. So good luck and thank you for listening. Bye bye.